I know last time, oh no, that wasn't the question Mambo asked. So how do we deal with scope creep, please? Last time Mambo asked about how we deal with risk. If you don't volunteer, I'm gonna volunteer. So how do you
I can
handle?
try.
All right, please do.
So in the past experience, there was a team member in one of my teams who is a developer who is very creative. And
okay, hold on. Sorry. So if you ask a question like this, what I'll do is I'll first of all state something rather than just jumping into a scenario. I'll, set that stage to build that scenario on. You understand what does that even make any sense what I just said?
I don't know how to answer.
So I don't know if that what I said make any sense. I don't know, because I don't think it make any sense to me.
No, not understand.
Do you understand?
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Okay.
It's like reiterating the question by saying the best way that I have dealt with, and then you start your story.
Oh, exactly. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I think somebody can try.
No, Raji, you already started this. Don't be intimidated by us, please. All right, go ahead.
Winnie, can you say that again?
Okay, someone should help set that foundation for
the way that I have dealt with, the best way that I have dealt with in my experience.
Okay.
Then you continue.
Yes. So what I'm looking for here is that engage. You want to connect with these people. You don't want to be acting like a robot. That's really, you don't want to come across like that in your interview. You see, it's like you're already programmed that, okay, if they ask this question, I will just shoot this answer. So I need you to be engaging in your interview. So if they ask you something like this, I'll be like, oh, this happens all the time. I've had this experience in the past. And then whatever we just said, add that. And then before you go ahead to state whatever your scenario is.
Okay. Thank you for the question. I have faced a similar situation in the past, and this is how I dealt with it. So there is one of my team member in my team who is a developer, and he's so creative about his work. So whatever scope we have, whatever story he's working on, he used to add to show off his creativity. And the business people were not very happy about it when we come for reviews. So after getting that feedback, we took this to a retrospective to talk about it. And we came up with an action item of whatever work that a developer needs to add beyond the scope has to be approved, and those work should go through the product backlog. And by taking this decision, and we started following that, and we included that in our team charter. So moving forward, we were able to control scope creep.
Okay, good. Thank you. Any other attempts? That will be the last question so that we can have time to hear from our team members. Thanks, Raji. Any other attempts, please?
Yeah, let me try.
All right.
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. The way I've actually come across that particular situation several times in my current organizations, where the PO usually comes in with new requirements from the client. We're actually working on a mobile application, so it was a new feature that the client actually wanted that should be added into the project. So the product owner came with a requirement saying that we should add it up. So to me at that point, I already knew that was like that was a gap for the product owner coming into an active sprint with the new requirement. So I had to, first of all, talk with my team members. I had to get into an emergency meeting with my team members to let them know if we have the capacity to pick that requirement up. So I realized that we don't have the capacity to pick up that new requirement. So I had to talk to the PO to let the PO know that we don't have the capacity to pick up that new requirement. And if we are to work on that new requirement, we will need to do a trade-off, because we'll need to do a trade-off of similar story points with another one in the sprint backlog, so we can be able to work with that particular feature that the product owner has brought in. So after that, we did the trade-off, and after that, I had to get a one-on-one with the product owner to coach him about bringing in new requirements into an active sprint, because we actually are not planning to fail, because
Okay, I think we lost you. But yes, that's a good answer.
My connection was getting okay. I don't know if you can get me now.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh yeah. So I had to connect with the PO to have a one-on-one with him in order for me to coach him about bringing in new requirements, because we are not planning to fail as a team. So if he's bringing in new requirements that we have already committed to the sprint, that means he's wanting us to fail for that sprint. I don't want to fail for the sprint. So I had to coach him and let him know that it's not a good practice.
Okay.
So that.
All right. Thank you very much. So everything you said, I would do the same. The only thing I would not do is how you would go about your coaching, because that's not how I will coach. If you tell me that as a PO, I don't even know you. I'm still looking to learn who this person is. And then you tell me that if you bring in a new requirement, it means you're wanting us to fail. I'm just going to already have a problem with you. Straight. See? So maybe you would want to, you learn more about coaching, how to coach someone. You want to come across as positive as possible while putting your point across. So I'll really go by what, I know you're looking for better words to use.
Yeah.
By explaining to this person why, the reasoning behind this, and I'll back it up with my understanding of what what injections does in an ongoing sprint. And we discussed this on Monday already. So the recording for Monday, please listen to it for the person who asked this question. There is also one recording in there that I just renamed right now. It also covers scope creep really well. So please listen to that. So the whole point is, whenever you hear about a scope creep question, the first thing you should be thinking is they are looking to know if you are very rigid. Just because Agile says or Scrum says that discourages injections, you would say no. So when you have chance, go in the real life interview folder, listen to Germaine before. You would hear the way Germaine responded to this question. That was her very first interview. And then listen to Germaine after. Again, that one is a different topic, but for this topic, listen to Germaine before. She's like, no, it's a no, because Scrum says that there should be no injection. So I'll be like, it's a no. I'm like, okay. So that's what these interviewers are looking. If you are that kind of a person, that is, you want to carry rules and kill them with it, or you will be open to first evaluate. What is this person saying? Okay, let's take a look. Again, start with data and end with action. Do we have the capacity to take in this work? What is going to be the impact on our current sprint goal? What will be the impact on the other teams that may be depending on us to finish this work so that they can do their own work? Evaluate from all this perspective. What is really the priority? Can this wait? Since our sprint is just 2 weeks, can this wait until the next sprint? These are all the analysis you will be doing together with your entire team, the PO at the forefront. Based on the outcome of that analysis, you would decide which trade-off action to take. You may end up being the case where the PO truly didn't understand priorities like that. And then once you're able to point the PO to understand that, but the sprint is just 2 weeks, and then the PO was like, oh, okay, I think we can wait and prioritize this in the next sprint. And you people end up not doing the work at all. So, but that's how you would always address scope creep. Start with analysis based on the outcome of the analysis. That is, you're trying to establish a short-term solution. And then you go into trade-off based on the outcome of the analysis. And then what I would do from a Scrum Master perspective, that's a short-term answer. So we don't want this to continue because it's a Scrum team, it's not a Kanban team. I would connect with my PO to assess their understanding of the Agile Scrum ways of working based on the outcome of my assessment. Just by having a conversation with this person, I would decide on what next to do. Am I coaching this person? Am I training this person? Am I just mentoring this person? Yeah, those would be the things that I would do for long-term plan so that it doesn't keep happening. Okay, so thank you all. We have 15 minutes left. And I just want to say a mighty congratulations to our latest Scrum Masters. This month is going to be epic. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. So if you are there waiting, let this month not bypass you all. Seriously. Sometimes I connect in my... Okay. Don't wait. For any reason you're thinking you should apply, start applying next month. You may just miss your chance. Your chance may be in this month, not next month. So again, prioritize your application. Intensify your application. If you've been discouraged because you've been applying, this is your month. Apply. They will give you that call. And don't just go take your resume and throw it everywhere. I call it resume prostitution. Don't go and click all the easy applies you see on LinkedIn. Don't do that. It's very tempting because job search is a full-time job. It's hard. Trust me, it's very time consuming, So don't be tempted to just go click all the easy apply buttons you see. Even if you see an easy apply and you think, oh, you're interested in this, take your time, review your resume, review the job description, ensure that their keywords are in your resume. If they are not, update your resume to reflect that particular job description before you apply to that job. So the point I'm trying to make is that be intentional when you're applying for your job, So this month, again, we will be celebrating so many people if you're doing your own part. Okay.
You're talking about top skills, right? That when
yes.
you check on the top skills and.
So usually where I find those keywords is usually where I get those keywords is what they'll consider as required. There is always a section for required on job descriptions. I would make sure that whatever they consider as required, it also reflects on my job, on my resume.
Okay.
So Doggy, congratulations. I'm so happy for you, very happy for you, cannot even imagine. So maybe we'll first start hearing from you. We'll give you maximum 3 to 4 minutes. And then if Relindis is here, we'll also hear from Relindis. And then Madeleine as well. And if I forget anybody, please let me know.
Wow, 3 people in a row.
Doggy, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Not very well. I think your volume is feeble.
Oh. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear
Okay.
you now.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Coach, for this opportunity. Of course, I can't thank you, Coach, enough. You have really been patient with me. I'm one of those, I would say, high maintenance because I came with so much fear. so much paranoia. So everything was triggering me and, stopping me from moving forward. So thank you for being patient with me, for changing our lives, my family's life, and I can't thank you enough. So what I can say is that this was a team effort. I had so many people supporting me. I can't call them all by name, but I know I have to say Emmeline, I have to say Chanel, I have to say Rita, I have to say Tosin. Thank you so much. You really all supported me. I can't name all of you, but thank you. It was a team effort. So the one thing I can advise the team, especially the new people, is when coach says listen and follow instructions, just do that. She has been here for a while. She knows what she's saying. And the biggest one is start applying right away. I did not. I paid December 13. My first job, I applied February 9th. Those are 4 days before my 2 months were gone. I know I didn't tell to coach that because I was too embarrassed. So just apply right away, and you will see that the interviews are part of the process of learning. Self-evaluate every week. At the end of the week, I always ask myself, like, what could I have done better this week? Because I like looking at it. I know I have to celebrate my wins, like what I did good, but I always try to come from an eye of self-critiquing myself, what I can do better. The small studied group, this was brought up by Rita the last time she advised us. Those small studied groups, they're listening to those real life interviews with a couple of people, maybe 1 or 2 people. That is what started changing the game for me. Because you can think you know in your head, but if you don't speak it out, you don't know that you don't know. So those
Preach.
Yeah. So those really, really helped me. Each strategy has coach's strategy on answering questions. And then this book, Coaching Agile Teams, it gives you the language. Your language starts becoming rich. So we have what we are told by coach, how to answer the question, but your language just changes. And if you can't read, I have kids I have to drop to school and all that, just get in on Audible, listen to it, it will start changing your vocabulary. And then, be on the driver's seat. Don't let recruiters harass you. Like, don't put your phone number in or everywhere, because when they call you, they distract you, you lose your focus. So my resume out there did not have my phone number. The only way they could reach me is through LinkedIn. So by the time I connect with them, I am the one deciding who I'm connecting to, so that they don't harass you, and so that you focus on applying on the main website for companies, because that's where the good jobs come from. So it's a game of numbers. So you really have to focus. Don't let too many people bombard you, and so your day is taken up and you're not productive. I think that's all I can say. Thank you so much, team, for really being patient with me. I wasn't really the easiest because I was getting frustrated. But those phone calls you all made to me. And I know sometimes we can make it to Jira group, but people who are being quiet. If you look at the forum and you see someone is not talking a lot, make a call, check on them, because they could be going through something. This process is not easy. There's that need. You can give back in many ways. You can just call them and see, are they okay? So just those people who called me and checked on me, I can't thank you enough. I really appreciate you all.
Give me one of your jobs.
We are very proud of you, Doki. We're very proud of you. Now you want us to cry. We will not cry for you. We are very proud of you, and thank you very much. So out of everything Dogi have said, one thing that really struck me is be on the driver's seat. Everything else she said is something we sing here all the time, so I'll not dwell on that. Be on the driver's seat. Even though you're being on the driver's seat, I would suggest that you put your phone numbers on your resume. Thankfully, her own worked for her. But I would suggest, because I'm talking from an interviewer standpoint, if we pick a resume, we need your number so we can call you. You see, yeah, even though I know when you're filling that application on that main website, you put in your number, but when they are downloading whatever they are downloading, your information is the resume they are going by. So they would want something handy.
Oh, I was talking about like the ones you put in Indeed.
Yeah, true. I agree with you.
Okay.
So now I think the nicest way to put this is be on driver's seat. Even if these recruiters start coming after you, you know, just don't be desperate, because desperation may make you fall into traps, even scamming traps. You know, don't be desperate. Make sure that you, as they're assessing you, are assessing them as well. If they start asking you for sensitive information, like the conversation I saw going on today regarding, I think Kevin was the one who asked that. I was already very mad at the recruiter, even though I didn't even know who the recruiter was.
Yeah.
You know, so these people, they just go out there and harvest information, people's information for whatever reason, I don't know. So yes, so if you are on the driver's seat, you'll be able to discern which who is serious and who is just there to disturb or to harvest your information. All right, for the sake of time, let's move to Madeleine. Congratulations, girl. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy, seriously. Like how far you've grown, it's just amazing. You know, so Madeleine was in the level 1 January batch. She moved to level 2 and now she got the results. So great job.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, my sister. First, I want to start by thanking God for what he has done to me. And I thank Luma for speaking to me even in my sleep. She would talk to me, you know. And
I didn't speak to her in her sleep, please. Let's since how many months ago, every time this lady would text me that she sees me in her sleep, I'm like, please go rest and leave me alone. I'm not in your sleep. All the time she would, as she sends these things very early in the morning, 5:30, 6:30, like 4 or 5 times, different months. I'm like, I'm not in your sleep. Please, so go back to wherever you came from.
No, I even knew. One time I did not know, but I just had to follow the voice. And, you know, you don't get that often too. So I'm very grateful for this platform, how it has transformed me. And what I would suggest is for those who really have gaps. Actually, I enrolled for level 2, but when I got into the platform, I discovered that I had a huge gap. I could barely meet up. So I had to go back to level 1 to build that foundation, like just like the high performance tree. Sorry. You can always go back to level 1 and build that foundation. And with that, when you get to level 2, you won't be overwhelmed and you would easily meet up. You won't even identify that there was a gap. So that was what worked for me. And another thing is, like Ndugi said, the 4 interviews for the coach, like the few interviews I've had, that is, I had an interview that at one time I thought if the person was the one that interviewed you, because everything they were asking was the same thing that I listened that morning and I took notes. So that those every interview is good, but that one, it really fortifies you in every way. So you're in the right place. Just be courageous, listen to advice and take the bold step. It begins like be committed. That's the word.
Great. Awesome.
Thank you.
So I just also want us just to shed more light on Madeleine, especially. As you all can see, she has a little baby. She had a baby, I think it was on Friday, if I remember correctly. And then she resumed class on Monday, something like that. And like, you need need to go rest first, at least, so that you can at least get rid of the pain, should subside a little bit. She didn't even listen to me. That's how committed she was. So she started level 2 with that understanding that she knows Scrum and all of that. When she came, I'll just share this so that you all can understand her level. Like, she was that low with the understanding, but she thought that she had the foundation. So the first day she attended the class, I asked a question that we were discussing Spike. So I asked what it's okay. I asked what her understanding of Spike. I asked the whole group like I would usually do. And she said she wanted to try. I said, okay. She said, Spike is when something skip up. So after that session, I don't think she remembers that, but I remember because I thought it was so funny.
I remember.
She said, Spike is when something skip right up. Like, okay. So after that session, I called her and I like, okay. Oh, I'm not sure if she's the one who called her, but we had a conversation and we agreed that she has to go back to level 1. She has to go take level 1. She did not hesitate. She went and took level 1. And then, because I know she was pregnant and I felt how overwhelmed she was already just by listening to all those big things that you all will say in this class, she got so scared and overwhelmed. So I asked her to just drop level 2. Most of the time, I will not ask people who are going back to level 1 to drop level 2, but her own case was different because of the pregnancy and all of that. So I asked her to leave level 2 alone, just focus on level 1. Once you're done with level 1, then you can now come back to level 2. And she did exactly just that. Had a baby in the process and still continue like nothing happened. So this lady, she's one hell of a strong woman. I'm very happy for her. All right. That stay here more than even when they expect, or when I expect them to. It would be those people that would want to run. I mean, you are scared to think that you have to take ownership. You have to take ownership. That's what I am encouraging everyone. Don't think that you have to run to me for every little validation before you can move forward with anything. No. As long as those things are in the drive and your teammates are discussing it, you should be confident about it. You don't necessarily need to run to me for every little thing because you are a leader yourself. So I need you to start having that mentality. All right, thank you. So we're already 3 minutes over. Let's hear from Yemisi.
Oh, yeah, Missy, the 3 of us.
No, Relindis is one, but Relindis is not available today.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Hi, everybody. Hi, Karen. I mean, thank you. You know, you're just you're phenomenal. You're a godsend. So thank you. You know, we can thank you. You know, you've heard it a million times. We keep saying it. So I just want to thank you. And thank God and thank the whole team. I mean, everything everybody before me have said is the same. Commitment. Want to be commitment, and also you want to be, I would say, you want to be true to yourself, have your goal, and run your race, because I do understand everybody's journey is different. And also for me, it's important to know that, you know, you're not in competition with anybody but yourself. And like Coach said, understand your journey, where you're coming from, and if there's gap, you know, you need to take care of, and also believe in yourself and be confident. Believe in yourself and be confident. You know, everybody's journey is different. Everybody's pace is different. You know, no two journey is alike. So you have to own your journey. However, I would strongly suggest that whatever you can do, you know, if you have the privilege or the flexibility to make sacrifice, whatever you can do it, you know. So that would determine, you know, how far you would go. And if you're not able to do some certain things, you know, in as much you keep doing something, sometimes, you know, you don't want to go like alpha. I believe in the quality too, you know, because at the end of the day, it's not the speed, it's the quality, you know, that will sustain you. And just like Coach said, I believe this is just like, you know, the real deal is, you know, after the aftermath of this. That is what success, you know, so you want it to be permanent. And that's where you need to understand yourself, your journey, and be true to yourself. And like I said, you know, if you can fly, fly. You know, if you have everything around you, that will, if you know, like we've had people, and Coach can testify that they you know, they had the flexibility, they left their job, you know. So
Vera
if you
is
like,
a
that's the kind of
example.
yeah,
Vera had to leave a job.
Yeah, if you are able to do that, why not? You know, embrace it. If you can't, like I tell people, kids, everybody around me, like, if you can't fly, run. If you cannot run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But one thing you want to do, you want to keep moving. You want to keep moving. And whatever time you have, not everybody's going to have like 5 hours, 10, but whatever time you have, you know, that you can commit to, make it quality. If it's 1 hour a day, make it worthwhile, because that is what's going to help you at the end of the day. And just be confident and don't put unnecessary pressure on yourself. You know, the platform is awesome. It's blessed. You know, everybody here, wonderful people that support, you know, each other. So, but the thin line, let all the success story, because you have to be careful too and make sure you have a good, you know, mental stability, because it's fast paced, and do not let it overwhelm you, but let it inspire you. Because if you do not have a balance, you know, all these, you know, and trust me, is the way Karen is helping us. We know in the real world, people don't get this job like that. It only happens there.
Even my mom said, is that how cheap the job is? Everyone is getting jobs.
Nope.
I thought the same reaction I got. I'm like, nope, it's because they put in the work. It's because they put in the work. Just because it's happening here doesn't mean that's how it is. It's not.
And that is the truth. You know, if there's another adjective other than the truth, that's what I'm going to say. So, but then, you know, we're human, you know, so emotions come. So you want to guide yourself and have, you know, a balance, you know, mental, emotional, psychological, all of those things play. And it would reflect in your interview as well. So you want to have that balance, and that would come from, you know, owning your risk, understanding that you're not in competition with anybody but yourself. And let all of this success inspire you. Do not let it demotivate you, because it will, you know, if you're not strong, you know, it will. And you know, just everything Karen said, be committed. If you do not understand, ask question. For somebody like me, when we used to have the evening Jira group, I work overnight. You don't even want to know my crazy schedule. But the morning ones are quite challenging. When I'm able to, I do. However, sometimes, you know, if I'm not able to, but I'm reading, because, you know, even if you're not there, you know, physically, from reading people's question answers, you're still learning. So, you know, you want to be on top of it. And even the not so, like Karen would say, there's no wrong answer, but the not so, I don't know how to put it, the not so correct answer, you would learn from it, because that will teach you what not to say. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win. I don't even want to keep talking. It's not so much. But you know, like everything everybody have said, and just be true to and be committed and confident, and ask for help. You know, it's, you know, nobody knows it all. You know, we keep learning, ask for help, and be comfortable.
And the beauty is that everyone, to the best of my knowledge, wants to help. Everyone wants to help. They're willing to share. That's the beauty of this program. And that's why I just love you all, seriously, because of the kind of spirit you have. Thank you very much, Yemisi. So people never really talked about the mental stability part of things. And I'm so glad you brought this up, because it's been running behind in my head for some while, but I always forget to talk about it. It can easily become an impediment when you see all those people getting jobs and then you're not getting it. And then instead of using it as an inspiration, you start thinking that your village people is after you, you start getting demotivated, you start saying, God, why? What did I do? And all of that. So it's very important that you stay conscious, be aware, so that you don't get to that point, so that you don't break, so that you can rather leverage those things as a source of inspiration to push harder, rather than getting demotivated. That why not me? It seems like I always have bad luck or something like that. you know. So my brain is frozen right now. We are 10 minutes over to, but team, I really just want to seize this opportunity again to appreciate you all. Trust me, all this would not be happening if it was just me, you know, and most of the time people don't like to work with other mentors. Thankfully, some people are getting to connect with other mentors right now and work with them, you know, so you'll be seeing more of that as we go. But I really want to appreciate you all for the sharing spirit you all have, for the support that you all give to each other, for inspiring each other. I mean, it's just everything, you know, because I cannot do it all as one person. So I am glad that you all are taking the light forward, and I hope that we will all celebrate everyone here as long as you keep being committed. So just do your own part, trust me. Make sure you do your own part and leave the rest for God, and everything will work out just fine. So thank you all very much. Someone is saying I forgot one person. If I forgot one person,
okay. I can't pronounce the
let's
name.
take it on next week, please.
Okay.
But thank you all very much and have a good night. Bye.
Bye.